All rise. The judge has ruled on Blake Lively's protective order. So Blake Lively was fighting to have a protective order put in place for attorneys' eyes only to protect items that may come up in discovery, presumably the Taylor Swift text messages. And to be clear, Taylor Swift isn't the only high-profile celeb that's part of this. Hugh Jackman appears to be tied with all of this. We have Bradley Cooper, who Blake Lively thanked in the credits for It Ends With Us, seems to be involved in all of this. So there are a number of high-profile celebrities outside of Blake and Ryan Reynolds that will be dragged into this, and there may be some discovery that gets dragged up that is linked to them. Now, the judge has ruled and does agree that high-profile third parties that are not involved directly in the lawsuit, they are entitled to some privacy. Therefore, any of their information may likely be deemed attorney's eyes only, meaning that it'll have to be kept confidential and that certain information can only be shared with just the attorneys, not the clients, and most certainly won't be leaking in the public. So while they are protected, if there's anything that is directly related to the lawsuits or related to the claims made by either party, that can be brought up in discovery and that can be shared with the clients and may possibly be leaked. So for example, using Taylor Swift, like if Brian Friedman decides he wants to subpoena Taylor Swift's text messages, and let's say he finds something where Taylor Swift is like, yeah, we need to get that composer for It Ends With Us fired, that's relevant. But if he finds her booty call text messages, that is not relevant. That would likely be filed under attorney's eyes only, and we'll never see those. That'll never see the light of day. That won't be brought up at trial. Like that's considered confidential information that could harm Taylor Swift and her reputation. Therefore, the booty call text messages, the alleged booty call text messages, will not be getting leaked or put out anywhere. But if there's something specific to Taylor Swift and the project or specific to damages about Justin Baldoni, such as like Ari Emanuel and the Freakonomics podcast and how, maybe there's some emails or text messages or Taylor Swift and the composer, that would be considered relevant and could be drug up in discovery. Now back to Blake, because the judge did determine 3 categories that would be considered attorney's eyes only privileged information. One is medical records, so she can protect her medical records, which Brian Friedman already said they have no interest in accessing or leaking her medical records. Or her security personnel, that's the second category, is her security measures. Brian Friedman's like, we have no interest in releasing any of her security information. And then the last one are business secrets, trade secrets, marketing plans, anything that could be confidential to a person's business, specifically with Leslie Sloan, their publicist. She doesn't want Jennifer Abel, who's Baldoni's publicist, to access any of her marketing tactics. So that is also protected with the attorney's eyes only protection. So discovery moves forward, but we won't be getting any Taylor Swift booty call text messages.